The story of Andrew, the former Duke of York, Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor, and his strategic disappearance. And, it's time, I suppose, to pour a coffee, a cup of tea, settle down. Today, uh, this is a sort of just a continuing story featuring royalty, Congress, subpoenas that aren't quite subpoenas, and because it's 2025, Donald Trump weighing in from a digital mountaintop. And yeah, it's Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor, the former prince, the former Duke of York, the former Playboy, Randy Andy, and it seems former responder of letters from the House of Oversight, the House Oversight Committee, because according to Congressman Suas Subramaniam, Andrew is, quote, hiding from us, which is quite something. Hiding implies intention, which implies strategy, and for a man who once described himself as unable to sweat, it raises the question, how much energy does hiding actually require? So the US House Oversight Committee, this bipartisan-ish group that occasionally investigates what Congress thinks should have been investigated 3 years ago, sent Andrew a polite but pointed letter. Please sit for a transcribed interview about your connections with Jeffrey Epstein. 16 members of Congress signed it. 16. That's getting on for the number of people who signed the death warrant of Charles I. When was the last time 16 US lawmakers could agree on anything that didn't involve naming a post office? The letter asked for a response by Thursday, and Andrew's reply, nothing. Not an email, not a messenger pigeon, not even a seen notification. That prompted Subramaniam to tell The Guardian that Andrew had been hiding from us and will continue to try to hide from meaningful investigation. Now, that's an extraordinary thing to say about a man who literally turned up on horseback, riding at Windsor Castle this week. Because if you're trying to hide, galloping around a vast open field wearing a helmet and a fleece is bold. Inside, it's just there's an element of arrogance that pertains to Andrew, no matter how many titles you remove. Congress isn't investigating Epstein because of Andrew. He's not the centre of the inquiry, but as Subramaniam put it, every time we find more evidence, Prince Andrew seems to be in the documents, and that's the congressional equivalent of saying, we keep opening cupboards and you keep falling out. Care to explain? Among the documents already released, investigators found references like massage for Andrew. Now, that could mean anything, a paid appointment, a cryptic note, or someone trying to communicate with future tabloid editors. But in political terms, it raises enough eyebrows to require an entire cosmetology department. Andrew, to be absolutely clear, denies any wrongdoing. He's always denied wrongdoing, and he continues to deny wrongdoing. Congress can't subpoena him. He's a foreign national, and the House is controlled by Republicans, none of whom signed the letter. So we're in that awkward diplomatic zone where someone is asked to attend a meeting, but there's absolutely no practical reason to show up. It's like getting a wedding invitation from someone you unfriended 10 years ago. Ah, that's unfortunate. I'm busy forever. And then, because fate loves a subplot, Donald Trump announced that Republicans should vote to release the Epstein files. This is a reversal of his previous stance, which was essentially, no, let's not. Now it's, yes, let's absolutely do it because Democrats are hoaxing again, which they do constantly, often, and with great enthusiasm. It's classic Trump. Imagine a weather vane that complains the wind is fake news, but politically, this matters. The moment Trump says something should happen, House Republicans have to decide, do we follow the leader or do we risk being yelled at online? And suddenly, this investigation, dormant during the shutdown, springs back to life with 20,000 pages of emails, documents, and inevitably inbox chaos from 2005. Meanwhile, in Britain, over here, Andrew has been having what estate agents would call a transitional period. He's lost his remaining titles. He'd been moved out of Royal Lodge, the grand estate he's lived in for 2 decades. He's now being relocated to a more modest property in Sandringham, though in Andrew's world, modest properties probably still means a drawing room big enough to land a drone. And then come the photos. Andrew on horseback, Andrew out riding with an unidentified woman in Windsor, like a man deeply committed to cardio, but not to congressional correspondence. So all we need to say about him, really, is that he's consistent. Congress says, come speak to us. Andrew says, meh. And the media says, here's new photos. The public says, wait, why is this happening again? And now victims groups and advocates are watching closely as Sabra Marian notes public pressure could eventually shift Senate action, even if the House remains politically tangled. This story isn't really just about Andrew. It's about transparency, accountability, how institutions handle powerful figures connected to the Epstein network. It's also about how long silence can work as a strategy before it stops working. Ignoring a scandal is like ignoring a smoke alarm. At first you think this is fine, then the insurance company calls. The prince has until November the 20th to respond. Will he? Who knows? He may continue his strategic silence approach. He may issue a statement. He may hire a PR firm and emerge wearing beige. Or he may simply continue riding until the Oversight Committee gets tired and moves on. But there is one real question. Can one man successfully outweight Congress? This is Congress, an institution that has spent 30 years debating healthcare and passed a daylight savings bill in 45 minutes. So yes, it's possible, but the larger momentum, the release of documents, the political pressure, the public scrutiny, shows no signs of riding off into the sunset. The saga sits at the crossroads of politics, privilege, and public curiosity. Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor stands as a figure who keeps appearing in documents he'd probably rather not appear in, while simultaneously trying to live a quieter life, preferably on a horse, preferably somewhere without Wi-Fi, preferably somewhere surrounded by teddies. Whether Congress eventually hears from him or not, the conversation around Epstein's network is widening, not narrowing. And as more files become public, the pressure on everyone connected to that world will only grow. And in the meantime, Andrew's strategy seems to be say nothing, carry no titles, ride a very visible horse. See how long that takes. What happens next?